Well, hello everybody. I'm sorry, but I have been MIA from YouTube. I've been missing in action for good reason, and for those one or two or three of you that actually watch this channel, I appreciate it. But as the thumbnail says, we are getting out of Dodge. And what I mean by Dodge is we're moving out of Florida. So after myself living here roughly around 42 years, we are heading out of state. We are heading north. And it has been stressful. I mean, I've moved around a lot while I lived here in Florida, but it was from town to neighborhood to neighborhood. I mean, it was real easy. It was the same place, everything. But now we are packing up and we are moving up to the upcountry of South Carolina. And if you're not familiar with the upcountry of South Carolina, you would have Greenville. You would have Travelers Rest, Easley. You've got the border of North Carolina over above you, and then you have the border of Georgia on one side. So you've got like a tri-state area there. We're going to be up close to the North Carolina border. We're going to be minutes from the Foothills Trail and just minutes and hours from some of the best hiking and backpacking in that area. While I'm up there also, something that I've really missed over the years is I want to pull out my 4 and 5 weight fly rod, and I want to get up into the backcountry and do a lot of catch and cook type videos. I want to get up there and catch some rainbows, some brookies, some cutthroats, some brown trout. All the fishing up there for that type is really, really good. So I want to take advantage of that. So I'm leaving Florida, and don't get me wrong, Florida over these years has been phenomenal. I mean, I came here on a friend of mine. I was living in upstate New York in Catskill Mountains, where I'm from. And after I got out of the Navy, and I lived out in Colorado, and I lived down in Texas, I've lived in Atlanta, Georgia. After all these places I lived, he said to me, "Hey, I've got a homemade trimaran sloop sailboat. You want to go to Florida?" Well, I think I was bartending or something at the time up there, and I hadn't really no connections or anything I was doing. So I said, "Sure, let's go." So we ended up taking that trimaran. It was only like 25 foot or something like that. It was really basic. And we sailed it down to Florida. And we ended up coming down the intercoastal, which they call the ditch, in and out from the ocean to the intercoastal, down to eventually Florida, till we ended up in a place called Jensen Beach, Florida. Well, the rest is history there. You know, I've lived here 40 some years. I've got into another sailboat, which I brought back and forth. I used to be 6 months of the year here in Florida, bartending, saving up my money like a thru hiker would do, and then take off for 6 months and just sail around the Caribbean, where I'd live that type of lifestyle. And I did that for almost 10 years. Then I was also really heavily into scuba diving and, of course, fishing. But you know, since then, I don't have a sailboat. I've went through numerous power boats. I even went through really tricked out kayak fishing. Then in 2017, of course, like everybody else, started to watch Dixie and Darwin, and I got the fever to go backpacking and get back up in the woods. Well, I did go up there. The distance, the driving was just a nightmare. At first, it was okay. And then I said, well, I can do that here. So after a few through hikes through Ocala, through Sewanee area, all over the Florida Trail, then we got into the van and building that out and using that. I have just done everything I possibly can do in the state of Florida. Every time I want to go somewhere and hike in the mountains, I got to figure at least one way 10 hours or more, 10 to 12 hours. I mean, so that is just one there and back is one full day of constant driving, and it gets to you. And you know, and luckily my wife's on board with me with this. So we decided. We sold our house. We got a contract on it. It has gone through the appraisal. It's gone through the home inspection. It's gone through the survey. We actually had to have another wind mitigation and 4-point inspection on it. But being a real estate broker like I am, I know that it's not done deal until I get that money in my hand. And so we're due to close in 2 weeks. I don't know. Like I said, this thing could go down south real quick and fall apart. We'll have to put it back on the market. But what have we done since then? We have purged this house. We've sold a lot of our bedroom bedroom furniture, a lot of living room stuff, all this heavy, bulky stuff. We start to sell it, and then we start giving away stuff. This weekend, we're doing a moving sale, garage sale type thing. And I'll tell you what, when you get into getting rid of stuff, it becomes addictive. And we've been throwing out, getting rid of things. So basically, we're going to have like a 20-some foot U-Haul that I'm going to have somebody help me load it. I'm putting a trolley thing on the back of it where I drive my car up on it and I drag that. Nancy will drive the van, and we'll be like the Clampetts, leaving Florida and heading up the South Carolina mountains. Do we have a place up there yet? No. As a broker, I have a couple of real estate agents up there that are looking, but I have to see it. And we're looking for something specific. We're looking for property at minimum of 2 acres. I don't want a lot of land. I'm not going up there to look for 10, 20 acres, but I would like to have at least 2 acres or a little bit more, because we're going to do a little bit of semi-self-sustaining homestead type of thing. And so we are looking for that in particular. What we sold our home here in Florida is really good because we can use that money to buy a home up there and won't have a mortgage, which is what we want. Nancy's retiring from her. She's an optician here in Florida. I don't know if she'll go up there and do anything related to that. My real estate broker license in Florida here is semi-reciprocal with South Carolina. And what I mean by that is I don't have to have any hours of classes, and nor do I have to take the federal part of it. I just have to like cram and take the state part of the exam, and which is pretty similar to Florida. There's some differences, but I just been studying that, and I'll go take their test up there and get my South Carolina real estate license and dabble a little bit in that, and maybe some property managing. So I'm going to work. I cannot work. I mean, I'm not retiring. I look at people retiring. I just don't want to go there. If I have to, I'll go work in an outfitter or something like that. Who knows? But I'm going to work. I'm going to do something up there. In the meantime, we're going to haul all our stuff up there. We're doing a temporary rental, whether for a month, 2, or whatever. That's furnished and everything, because all our stuff is going to be in storage up there, and we're getting out of Dodge. And so that's what's been going on. The stress has been, like I said, it's crazy. At my age doing this, but it's my last adventure. I don't want to call it that, but it's an adventure. And I'll tell you what, I can't wait. And I'm so happy that my wife's on board with this, because like I said, I've done everything there is to do down here in Florida. And now down here, homeowners insurance is going crazy. Hurricanes just seem to be more intense. We're having these rainstorms and hailstorms and windstorms. When I first moved here, it was a quaint little town, Stewart, Jensen Beach. It was fantastic. I used to be on a local fishing show here, and things were small and quiet. Now it's just so populated, and it's just getting out of hand. All the places you see here being wiped out to put up condos and townhouses. But don't get me wrong, Florida has been really good to me, and it's a great place to live. And especially if you want to come here to backpack and hiking, you've never done it, going through the Ocala, the Swanee, the Florida Trail, it's enjoyable, and it's really exciting. So that's it, guys. I want you to hopefully stick around with me. I'm going to be videotaping this whole move, the trucking of it, the getting out of here, the closing, the drive up there, the purchasing of a property up there, the rental, where we're going to be living in the upcountry of South Carolina, some trips that I'm going to be doing, some fishing, some catch and cook. I mean, it's just going to be so much more than just the videos I've been making down here in Florida. The quality is going to be better. The content's going to be so much better, and I'm hoping this anyway. But that's my goal, and it's not all about YouTube. You know, it just really isn't. I haven't made a video, I think, now in about 5 or 6 weeks, and it kind of felt pretty good. But I enjoy making videos, I enjoy editing, and I enjoy the adventures that correspond with making these videos. So we will be up there. And the only thing I have planned, and it's going to be real close, like I said, my closing on this house is in 2 weeks. Now, if all goes through right, we will be up there just a few days prior to Trail Days in Damascus. Now, that's no big deal because now where we're going, I'll only be a couple hours drive from Damascus. So I'm not going to be hiking up there or anything, but I would like to go up there that Friday and Saturday, spend the night in my van up there and go through Trail Days. So if there's any delay in our closing here, 1 or 2 days, I'm going to have to cancel that. It's just not feasible for me to do that. So other than that, I have nothing really planned, but I'm sure once I'm up there, I will. And I'm also going to do the meetup in October. So I hope you guys stick around with me, and I am sorry that I haven't made a video in a while. But thanks for following Walker's World, and I guarantee there'll be some good content coming up here. Just this move alone is drama. So thanks a lot, guys. I will see you soon. Take care and have a wonderful day, evening, or wherever you are. Bye-bye.